Do you want to talk about tears and agony? Because I want to talk about tears and agony. Today I'm going to do a video about my top 10 tearjerkers. We're going to go from 10 to 1, which is 10 was a little bit of sob and 1 is a lot of bit of sob. So let's just go. Number 10 is Sever by Lauren De Stefano, which is the third book in the Chemical Gardens trilogy. The first book is Wither. You might have heard of it. No one really talks about this, but I can tell you, I was shedding maybe 1 or 9 tears while I was reading this because things happen and it's a conclusion and we all know what happens in conclusions, and I could not deal. It was cute, it was horrendous, it was just feels everywhere. So number 9 is Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare, and let me just say I was spoiled for this. So like the day the book came out, my friend read it all and then like called me and was like, I know what happens, you have to know what happens. So I knew what was gonna happen. I knew from the first book who was gonna do the thing and who was not and what was gonna end up happening, and it was just really annoying, but I got over it. So ending this book, I was like, I'm not gonna cry, I know what's gonna happen, but then I cried a lot of bit. I didn't cry that much, honestly. That's why it's number 9, because I was expecting it, but still, it was pretty sad. Why? This is completely off topic, but the thing that makes me really excited is that she said City of Heavenly Fire is the biggest book she's ever written, and that means it's gonna be bigger than this, which means there's gonna be so much Jace, and I cannot wait. Hold me. Number 7 is Destroy Me by Tahereh Mafi. I did not cry reading any of the Shatter Me books other than Destroy Me, which I cried after reading Ignite Me because I was like, it's over, what do I do? But that's basically it, and I don't think that really counts as crying during a book. But reading Destroy Me, I was a mess. If you've read Shatter Me, this will make sense to you, but if not, then I'm sorry. Basically, Warner in this novella finds Juliet's journal, which has all of her really private thoughts in it from when she was in the asylum, and he's reading it, and it's like heartbreaking stuff. Like, I can't even deal. I don't even want to flip through this because I'll see stuff about Warner and then I'll fangirl. But I was just, it was like 2 a.m. because I bought Destroy Me on my phone like the night it came out, October 2nd, 2013. And I just sat in bed and cried because I was like, Juliet, babe, and I'm thinking about it again and I'm not okay. So yeah, just, it's okay, baby. Number 7 is City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. If you've read this book, you know the ending, and I was distraught for like 17.7 days, and I cried. While I was reading this, I was texting my friend, like, yeah, and it was bad, and I was a mess, and I don't want to ever go through that again, but then we did, and I was like, why, and I was upset. I was very upset. This is a really awkward video because I can't really tell you why I was crying because that would be a spoiler, but yeah, it was bad. The next book we have is number 6. And that's Champion by Marie Lu, and again, I was spoiled on this. I knew what the ending was gonna be. I was spoiled on the first and third book of this trilogy. Is that not horrible? This trilogy hates me. But yeah, I finished, well, I didn't really finish this crying, but I was going through the last few chapters, like blubbering, like, why? And I knew kind of that it was gonna happen, but I was still distraught about it. It was not pretty. I was not feeling pretty. I'm so glad I was not in public reading this. If you were in public reading this, bless you. I'm praying for you. I hope you never have to go through that again. So yeah, this was just not pretty. The next book is The Evolution of Mara Dyer. I love this series to death. Like, I will fight you about Noah Shaw. But I finished this book, and then I have a friend that can clarify this for you. I called my friend Hannah, and I cried on the phone for like 10 minutes, and I was like, why did that happen? I was so freaking distraught, and it was not okay, and I'm still not okay. Why would you do that to me? Number 4 is The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson, which is a book I read recently in February, I believe, and I actually have a picture on Instagram of my pillow soaked with tears. The whole last fourth of this book, I was just hysterical, like, like, not like that, but I was like it was a steady flow. Like, we had probably, I think I did a tissue count on Goodreads. There were like 7 tissues, probably like 18 tears on my pillow. It was pretty bad. I was not sobbing, but I was like, I don't really sob while I read books. I think there's only 2 books I've ever sobbed while reading, and you'll hear about those in like 30 seconds. But yeah, this is a sad book, but I was still like really just feeling the tears, man. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it was supposed to be sad, but I was just, it was horrible. Number 3 is this. Okay, moving on. Number 2 is The Last Song by Nicholas Sparks. I tell people all the time I cried harder reading this than I cried reading Tiffio's, which is a huge accomplishment. And the thing is, I saw the movie before reading this, so I was like, oh, I'm not gonna cry. I know what happens. It's gonna be sad, but I'm gonna be okay. No. I have distinct memories of me sitting on the couch downstairs reading this and, like, actually sobbing, like, and my dad walks in like, hey, what do you want for dinner? Are you okay? And I'm just like, don't touch me, I'm reading. I need to reread this soon because it's been like a year and it's so sad but so good. This is the only Nicholas Sparks novel that I'm in love with. The others I think are just kind of meh. If you have not read The Last Song, even if you've seen the movie and know what happens, please pick it up. And my number 1 book, I actually don't even want to talk about because I'm like done with this series. But number 1 is Allegiant, and I'm really ashamed of this because I hate this so much. I hated the ending so much. So freaking much. And I'm not going to do a video about it. I'm not going to talk about why because I don't want to start any controversy because I know we could just go on forever and forever. Was it worth it? Was it not? But I used to do this thing called Whitney Reacts where I would read the ending of a sad book and then post it because people would tell me like, oh, this has a really good ending, you should record yourself reading it, and then I do and I post it and typically there are tears and it's a reaction video. But I posted my reaction video for this and I was hardcore sobbing, and you might have seen it if you've been a subscriber since around October, but that video got 2,000 views in 1 week. So I deleted it. When I say delete, I mean I put it on private, so it still exists and I can still look at it like, ugh, ew. But I regret that, and I regret everything about this, and I don't want to talk about it anymore, and it was ugly. If you've seen it, it was ugly. And those are my top 10 sob-worthy books. Tell me if you read any of them. Tell me if you cried. So thank you for watching. I will see you next time, hopefully. Until then, I hope you're having a nice day. Goodbye.